weeks.
We have such a regular schedule to begin with. So the first thing I want to talk about, I think anybody who's been listening at all knows that I do a Ninja Turtles TMNT watch, and it was 2016, and now it's moved over into 2017.
It was 2017 for a while.
Yes. And now I've got some news. I have a special announcement to make. Drum roll, please.
Oh,
There we go. Okay.
that's my fingers on it. Yeah, that was lame.
So I have finally received my game. And
That
let
is
me tell
incredible.
you- let me tell you, I am very pleased with it. You know, the quality is great. The box that it came in is a pizza box, but since there's so much crap that came with it, it's a ginormous pizza
Oh,
box.
so that's
It's
not
like,
tiny.
No, it's like if you took a
Ooh.
couple of of the small pizza boxes, like from like Pizza Hut, and stacked them on top of each other, that would be the size of this box.
Okay.
And it came with a comic book. It came with all the because I got the Works package, so it came with everything. It came with extra pieces. It came with extra
Maybe that's what took so
story
long.
component.
Maybe that's what took so long.
Yeah.
They had to build that pizza
No,
box.
actually, I got a message from the company that was like, they finally messaged me back and like, oh, we're sorry. We looked at our records. We don't know what happened. We apologize. Just fill this form out again, and we'll send you out your thing. And literally within like 5 days after I did that, I received it.
Oh, so you just got backlogged.
I just got screwed in some kind of weird like glitch or something. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'm very happy with the product. I can't wait to play it this Thursday. I want to put it on the table this
Oh.
Thursday. Yep, at the house. So
I like that phrase. I'm gonna put it on the
I'm gonna
table.
put it on the table.
That's
Yep.
like your reality show catchphrase.
Exactly. I'm gonna put it on the table.
Well, you review all these games and be like, oh, I'm gonna put it on the table.
Yeah. So that's my big news. That's my
I don't know if anything's
My
gonna top
go-to.
that because that's
probably
been
not. Like,
that's been an
that's been in the
ongoing.
works. That's been in the works.
Can I tell you? Oh, I got that text message and I just started busting out laughing. You just sent me the picture of the box, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, what? You got a pizza box? Like, oh wait a minute. No, wait a minute. No.
It finally came.
Oh.
Yes, at the Merce household there was much rejoicing.
You guys
By
are freaking
myself,
out.
which is weird, but
Yeah.
a lot of fist pumping. I felt like I was on Jersey Shore, so it was pretty interesting.
You got a tan and had frosted
Yeah.
tips and.
Well, that's the way I normally look. So then I just threw the fist pumping into it, and it just
Oh.
brought the whole package together.
Yeah, I mean to talk to you about that. That whole Oompa Loompa look is not.
Oompa doompa. Okay, so the biggest movie that came out recently, in my opinion, and it got a lot of flack actually, but I saw it and I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, I don't know why.
The Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah,
I thought it was phenomenal.
it wasn't
And,
bad.
they did a great job of, because the original Ghost in the Shell anime movie is confusing, and it just
Yes.
kind of ends.
Can I just say
Good.
though that a lot of the original anime movies that people like
Mhm.
are confusing.
Yeah, the old school ones are very
Like
confusing.
Akira?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
To me, I'm watching it and I'm like,
I love that movie.
this
but yeah,
is
it's
very
weird.
confusing.
Yeah,
It's
like,
just
there's
that
a
you-
lot
you
going
do-
on.
you're just in it from the
Mhm.
get go. It just 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, there's just way too much going on that. So what they did with this movie is they took a lot from the anime movie,
Mhm.
and then they took a lot from the TV series, and I guess there were some subsequent movies I didn't see,
hmm
but they kind of they meshed a lot of this stuff together to make it a more cohesive story,
Yeah.
so that when you're watching it actually makes a lot more sense, and you kind of have like a beginning, middle, and end, and but they leave it kind of set up where you could still have another movie and things like
Well,
that.
I feel like they kind of set it up to like be a serialized show. You
Mhm.
know, like this was almost like the origins. Now
Well-
it was my understanding that she was like from a very young child put
Mhm.
into
Yes,
the life support suit, which really that's
which
what
made
it
it
was.
a lot more effed up.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm. Which, if you watch the original movie, you don't get that. You don't understand like what she was beforehand. Like you get that later with the subsequent
Yeah.
series and then like I said, these other movies. But at first, it's like you just kind of like I said, it just kind of ends,
Mm.
and you're just like, oh. In this movie, I think they did a great job of like really just like showing the messed up parts of this company.
Mm.
Like she didn't have consent. She never could give consent. She's
Oh,
a
yeah.
child. Like all that kind of stuff. So, and I thought Scarlett Johansson did a great job. But I
Well,
mean,
I think
anytime
he
you
was a
see Scarlett Johansson in
teenager.
like a thin bodysuit, I mean, it's always gonna be a good time. Like I mean, let's be
Yeah.
honest. That may be the pervert in me, I guess, but I don't know. I think she did a great job.
No, I thought and that's another thing too is that people were like, oh, they whitewashed it. Oh, sure, they did. Yeah, but in the anime, the characters were. I mean, she was drawn more, but that's a lot of animes do that though.
The man who created the series,
Yeah.
who created the Ghost in the Shell and everything like that, was interviewed about that, and he states she is a cyborg.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what her origin.
You see,
was.
that's the other
and
thing.
if you watch the movie, you find out that she actually was Japanese.
Mhm.
Then she was put into this cyborg body, and the director and the producers and stuff like that, from what I understand from interviews that they did that on purpose.
I think it is absolutely so much more insidious for that reason, that they actually created a better statement against whitewashing because they literally took away her cultural identity, everything.
Exactly.
Identity. And to me, that's just like, that's so great that they were able to cast the actress that they wanted to cast and still make that statement.
Yeah. I thought they did a great job with the movie.
Yeah.
I'm to the point now where I don't care what reviewers say. I still go see the movies.
Yeah.
Case in point, I went and saw Kong.
How was that?
Skull Island. It was fun. Like, it's not a movie that I would necessarily buy, put in my collection.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a great fun ride. Like, you watch the movie, and first off, they didn't hesitate. But about probably less than 10 minutes into the movie, there's Kong, and he's just effing stuff up. Like, and he's an intelligent monkey. Like, he's just very intelligent, very smart, very strong. Just everything you want from that character.
From a giant ape.
And it was basically like, here's a big giant friggin' ape. Here's some monsters on this island. He's gonna fight them. Here's these people fighting him with their guns and stuff like that. And it was just, I mean, there was a little bit of a morality story to it, I guess. About the humans came and started shit with Kong on the island because they were attacking the island in a way. They were dropping these bombs on the island that were set to do these seismic charges so they can map out the island and see what's going on underneath the surface and stuff like that. So they came to his island and started dropping bombs there, not knowing anything about it, this, that, and the other thing. So he comes out and starts whooping ass because he's Kong. And then you come and find out that Kong actually protects the humans, the native humans that live on this island from some crazy monsters that come out of the ground or something. And it was a great
Graboids?
fun.
Graboids?
No.
Oh.
They called them like skull something or another. I don't know.
Graboids is cool.
But I'm just saying, like, the movie was fun. It was exactly what I wanted it to be. I didn't want like a deep story. I didn't want to go into
explore the human element and the psyche, and you just wanted some.
I want to see a giant
monkey.
I want to see a giant monkey fight giant monsters and have explosions, and that's exactly what they gave me. And I nothing more, nothing less, and I was happy. I walked out of the theater completely satisfied. So
it's going to be like, so basically what you're saying is it's going to be a lot like the Fate of the Furious.
I'm not seeing that
because
dribble for anything.
A giant. You got Vin Diesel and The Rock. You got two giant apes of men. I only say that because apes are extremely muscular and they are also
yes. Oh my God! No, I'm not. No. There was also the tear-jerking effect of the movie Logan.
I didn't see it.
That was that deep movie that really made people like feel for the first time, I think, in a comic book movie. Like, although I would argue that I felt something in The Watchmen, but a lot of people discredit that because they don't think of it as a comic book movie, but it is a comic book movie.
Wasn't Watchmen a graphic novel?
Yeah, it was, exactly. So Alan Moore is one of the best comic writers of
still waiting to hear from him. Still waiting to hear from him.
I know. Well, I mean, you got the hookup with his friend or something.
His friend, told me, "Oh, Alan Moore, he's gonna love this." I'm like, okay.
For those of you that don't know the story,
I think I told it on here before.
I know you did, but
I had my V costume at I don't remember if it was MegaCon or DragonCon, and
I think you said DragonCon.
It was probably DragonCon, and it's pretty good quality. Like it's pretty spot on. And this guy, big old DSLR camera, takes my picture and goes, "Oh, you're gonna love this." Takes my picture. He goes, "I'm personal friends with Alan Moore." My response was, "I'm pretty sure he's gonna hate it." He hated the movie. Like, no.
I love how many people lie about that kind of thing too. Like,
yeah.
I don't know one way or the other with this guy whether he was actually friends with Alan Moore.
Probably not.
I just love how, because they think that because you can't prove that they're lying.
His friends on his Facebook page, his public, managed Facebook page.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But anyways, let's see. So Orisa came out,
Yeah.
and on top of that, they also
Nerf
made.
McCree.
Well, they nerfed
Mm.
McCree, but,
No,
but
they
they also they introduced the Capture the Flag as a permanent,
Yeah,
game
they
type,
needed
which
to,
is
though.
awesome.
Yeah,
well,
they
need
needed to
more
do
of
that.
those.
Mm.
I would love to have more of the little side games that they've done, like when they're doing the Halloween one.
They need to
Or
expand
Lucio
on
Ball?
that.
Hmm?
They need to expand on that Halloween one because that horde
Well,
mode.
that's what I'm saying. Like, if they've done like a horde mode where you could just kept going through different levels and different things and different different they could have made something really special there.
We should add more characters too.
Yeah, well,
Fix McCree. He's so broken.
So one of my friends, she started. Well, Laura, who was on the podcast when we did all the females here, she got Overwatch and she's been playing it now and she's really starting to love it and she's like Roadhog's my absolute favorite character, yada yada yada. And I was like, well, it's great that you love him now, but man, you would have loved him a little while ago.
You would have just been absolutely enamored with him before they.
Back when he could throw his hook.
R.I.P. the hook.
Back when he could throw his hook all the way across the map. And
Hold on, I got some champagne on here. I got to dump every time somebody mentions Roadhog's hook
on the floor for your homies.
That's what all those stains are. It's not dog pee.
So, have you played with Ursa yet?
So yeah, first game I played, I just absolutely, goat robot stomped everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, it was insane.
She is a bit
Oh my
overpowered,
God.
I think.
Yeah.
I have seen people take her down pretty quickly. If you don't know how to use her if you can't figure out how to use her kit properly, but once you learn how to use her kit, she's a beast. Literally, especially with Capture the Flag. But the fact that she has a shield that she can throw out, plus she has her power-up thing, which makes her, take more damage, and then she has the chain gun that has, 100 rounds or something crazy like that.
Oh, it doesn't end. It's just constant infinite ammo.
And then on top of all that, her ultimate is she throws out on that freaking thing that overpowers everybody else around her for a period of time.
You have that, then you have the Symmetra throw hers down, and then you have, you can really...
Oh my goodness! I definitely see some nerfing in her future.
Oh no, that's why I'm like.
Or maybe some buffing in some other people's future to make them more.
Look at what they did with Diablo, though. They stopped the entire nerfing campaign and said, hey, we'll just make the game harder. So instead of making everybody shit, why not bring it up a little bit? Make some other players not that I keep harping on it. But they haven't given McCree any love. He's one of the more, if you actually look at the statistics, I don't believe he's used competitively at all. I was watching a YouTube video where a gentleman was speaking to these statistics. And it was, hey, how come nobody uses McCree? He doesn't have any use in the meta.
Yeah.
You might be able to come up and use his ultimate and high noon one guy, or in some cases, he's remotely good at taking out Ultimate Winston.
Yeah.
As long as you don't get knocked off the edge, because you can sit there and then 5 minutes later, you can get the high noon on him.
Yeah.
Or Deadeye. No, sound like an idiot. but yeah, McCree really just is shit. I mean, why use McCree when you can use Soldier?
Yeah. It's true, and Soldier. I mean, and Soldier got that buff that made him a little bit more powerful.
Yeah,
a little
it's
bit more dangerous.
If you're gonna go with hit scan, go with Soldier because there's literally no reason. McCree can't heal. He's a dumpy Soldier 76.
Yeah, I really think that a majority of the older characters could use one extra little thing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God, why now that they've done this? You get Symmetra with 8 ultimates that she can pick from. You've got Orisa, who has 5 or 6 characters' abilities.
But then you get somebody like Winston, who could use just that one extra thing. You know what I mean? Some little extra.
Make it across the board for all tanks, 2 abilities or an extra ability. Yeah. Look at even Junkrat. Junkrat didn't really need a buff. He didn't really need it.
Yeah.
Now, I guess they figured, well, since D.Va can't be killed by her explosion, well, why is Junkrat? But D.Va I can digest because she has that flight suit. And maybe it's made so that the, whatever explosion doesn't hurt her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can buy it. I'll let it go. Junkrat, is a scrub with a bunch of trash on him.
How's
that's a literal explosion, like a boom explosion. I'm not really. I don't know.
But like, okay, somebody like, let's say, the healer Mercy.
Yeah.
I really think she could use a little something extra. You know what I mean?
Well, they've been screwing with her back and forth. You know,
Yeah.
well, we gave her a buff. Oh, we had to nerf her. She was too powerful.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like some of the older characters could use just that one extra. Not all of them. Definitely the tanks. I think the tanks since the introduction of Orisa, it really has shown the weakness of the other tanks. You know, and they really need something like some little extra something. And I don't know what it is. And I'm not trying to, obviously, pick on anybody's favorite characters or whatever the case may be is, but with Orisa in there and the fact that they've changed, what they did with Symmetra, it made her friggin' ridiculous.
Oh, her long range beam sniping.
Yeah, it's just like and the and the fact that she got her floating shield and all this.
That just made no sense. Like,
I feel like what's his name, the dwarf, I can never say his name right.
Toblerone.
He needs something desperately.
Something
desperate, like a second turret would be great. If he could set up a second turret, that would be fantastic. Or maybe a third level to his turret.
Well, here's the problem with him though. His ultimate, that molten core, does that with the turret. But I'm just gonna go around the corner for a minute. Okay. Well, you didn't save that for the end of the game, so okay, it has no use.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he definitely could use something else. Like, like I said, an extra turret or maybe a third level to his turret would be great.
And then the molten core would just be straight up. Yeah, you can't destroy it.
Like,
you'd run.
Exactly. Like, for that time period, you can't.
Why is it that some of them have like ultimates where you're like, oh fuck, I gotta run, and then some of them are like, all right, no.
Well, it's like Tracer's ultimate is kind of. I mean, if it's used properly, it can be devastating. But other than that,
her what?
Her ultimate, where she throws a little bomb on one person.
You're talking about her mediocre.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's like, But then, like when you hear and like you were talking about, when you hear it's high noon, like everybody just goes, all right, let me just duck around here real quick.
Yeah, but at least it has that effect of immediately having Widowmaker aim at your head and shoot you. Because
Or what's his name? Put his what is it? I can't even talk right now. Sorry. Or have Roadhog grab you with a hook, or all that stuff.
Anything that can happen to you because you're moving like one really step, slow, and it literally, his ultimate ability makes no sense whatsoever.
So there are a few characters that could just use that one extra thing, and I don't understand why they I don't know why they keep going back to Symmetra and making her ridiculous. Like, there's no I think you're right about the video you sent me, how the creator's just in love with Symmetra.
Hi, this is Jeff from the Overwatch team. Unless she'll be a long-range beam sniper, I'll be the only one that can use this particular flavor of her, so that should be fun for me. Those videos, man. Dino Flask.
All right, so we talked about Orisa, Ghost in the Shell, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You had something you wanted to throw out there?
Let me pull up my notes that are sticky. So Necromancer Watch 2017.
Yep.
Still kind of no official thing as far as I know. I haven't seen any updates. I've been looking around. They did just drop the new season.
This is for Diablo
3, Reaper of Souls, whatever. They did introduce the Armory, which, for people who like to tinker like me, that is, oh my god, it's amazing.
It's probably the worst thing on the planet.
No, it's the greatest thing on the planet.
I mean the worst thing, because now you're being there for hours just.
Now I'll save this build, and I'll save this build, but just to be able.
It's so much better than having to go to the blacksmith and do this, and then go to the woman who does the enchanting, and then
take everything off.
Maybe I can get something on there, maybe I can't.
Well, it's just it's the ability to be able to experiment, and then just hit reset and go back.
Yeah, that's nice.
I had made an entire second wizard just to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Because I got sick of resetting all my skills and weapons and armor and all that shit. So I'm a little upset at the afternoon that it took me to get to level 70 with that character. Yeah. But hey.
I do like how Diablo 3, you're not really locked into any particular playstyle with your character. Like, at any time I can go and change all my abilities to whatever it is.
Well, I think they knew that I was so upset because of Diablo 2.
Exactly.
When they ruined my Necromancer.
Like, you know what? We need
I wrote them such a nasty letter, and as a matter of fact, I think I did write them an email. my 14-year-old self, I do distinctly remember just this rage-induced email to Blizzard.
It was the email that shook the world.
Maybe it was on the forums. I wrote something to someone because no one cared or would listen, and whatever.
Actually, let's go back to Logan for 1 second because I feel like we kind of just
jumping
jumped
back
over that real quick. Well, I feel like we just kind of passed over it.
We did. Something got in the way, and then
yeah. Did you see Logan?
No.
Oh, you must see Logan. Like
no,
that's
isn't
that's
that
what it is.
about...
I'm the one who got off on the tangent. So I started talking about the other video game movies, and then sorry, comic book movies, and then we talked about V and things like that. So, I have to say that this movie has a lot of emotion to it, a real story. You know, it was Wolverine at his weakest. You know, you see Professor X in a whole new light. You know, and you feel, I mean, there's just a lot of emotions going on there. And on top of it, there's this little girl, you know, who's, spoiler or not, I mean, most people know she's X-23. She's a clone of Wolverine. And, you know, Wolverine's now faced with, you know, this version of himself. And he kind of, you know, doesn't really know how to interact with her. I mean, it's just, it's...
So he's a clone dad?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. So, just a fantastic movie. Honestly, a fantastic movie. I was very blown away by it. They did a really good job, especially because the other Wolverine movies suck so much balls.
They did.
They were horrible.
I say this every fucking time, but the first one, where he's in the mirror and he first got his... Somehow, the adamantium turned his lumpy bone claws into perfectly sharp things. So that was cool. Somehow they did that.
I think in the comic books they retcon that, and they say that they removed his bone claws and put the metal ones on, but then it begs the question. It begs the question though, if he repeatedly heals, you know, every time he's hurt, would not the bone claws then be trying to grow around the metal claw? Like, wouldn't there be like some kind of like
something
weird
would be going on
yeah.
there, you know?
So I like the idea of maybe they shaved him down, I guess, and then had encased him in the animated so they just can't grow. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
So they're there.
Yeah.
It's just no, because they were on the inside of the adamantium.
Mm-hmm.
But my issue is how did they form those perfectly?
Perfectly
you know,
thin,
that's annoying, and they were lumpy and gross looking.
The original Wolverine. Was that it?
No, I wasn't making a jerking motion. No, I'm imitating. He's standing in the mirror, and the CGI is so bad that they're just like wiggling on his hand, and I'm like, they blew the entire effects budget in the first 5 minutes of the movie when they did like him and Sabretooth doing this cool montage, and you're like, this movie's going to be great. And then the special effects and the rest of it just didn't look done.
Yep.
You know, he's clearly in front of a projection screen leaping a motorcycle onto a helicopter or some shit. I mean, oh god, all that looks so awful.
Yeah, those other movies sucked. But this one was finally, you know, it was finally, like, I guess it was the best way to end Hugh Jackman's run as Wolverine. You know, it was a great goodbye. It was just done so well. You know, and Patrick Stewart, from what I understand, this was Patrick Stewart's last foray in the X-Men movies.
I guess the only issue I have is, like, sure, they can make other X-Men movies with the kid from Wanted and I don't remember any of their actors' names.
Well, Wolverine. Wow. Hugh Jackman has stated that like the person that he would like to see replace him if they continue on with the Wolverine stuff, Tom Hardy, and I don't disagree with that. I think Tom Hardy would be an awesome Wolverine. Personally,
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I just like Tom Hardy in general.
So. Yeah, I'd like to hang out with Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I just like to have a beer with him.
Yeah,
talk politics.
Yeah, no, I'd like, you know.
All right, so
play Mario Kart.
Did you have you want to talk about the memes, right?
So
the memes.
The me, right? This thing. We were talking about the Virgin Killer sweater, right?
Yes.
That was ridiculous.
Well, let's explain to the audience just in case they don't know.
So there was a sweater that was bouncing around over in Japan, and it's called they somehow got the moniker of the Virgin Killer sweater. Basically, it's a turtleneck sweater that has an extremely open back. Okay. To the point where it kind of exposes
side boob.
Yeah, so you see side boob and the top of the butt crack, and somehow this turned into like this meme in Japan in a manga. I don't remember which manga, but then you know anime and cosplayers, and it blew up. Then everybody ordered the Virgin Killer sweater and was doing boudoir photo shoots,
which I think anybody who listens to our podcast already knows how we feel about that, or at least how I feel about it. You know, like I sound like a curmudgeon old man.
Yeah, I don't know. It just upsets me like that. So this one thing they've been doing lately Now they did it last year for April Fools, or a year before, I don't remember, where
Mhm.
everybody dressed up as Misty from Pokemon, and
Mhm.
I thought that was kind of funny because okay, it's Pokemon, it's Misty, and okay.
Yeah.
But they did this one with this like obnoxiously, fluorescent outfit, and it's like, oh, wearing my me outfit to whatever, and I don't get the reference. I have no
Mhm.
clue what it is. Like
Yeah.
for once, I'm behind the times,
Oh my
but I just
God,
see my news feed just getting blown up with these.
Are you out of the cosplay loop?
Just for a minute.
I don't know if I can be friends with you anymore because you had your hands on the pulse. You're the one that
I
kept
still
me
I still
locked
know
in.
what's going on. I just don't get the reference. I think I'm afforded that one. But yeah, literally everybody. Girls, guys, oh, I'm wearing this to Katsucon. I'm wearing this to, Bumbulicon. Or,
Yeah.
I'm just going to wear this and go down to the park. And, a couple of my friends will show up. We're going to have our own con. And, and just everybody's doing
Oh my
this.
God, we should start something like that. We should start a movement for Euronicons.
Your Onicons.
Like
hey.
just you and a couple friends like meet
Yeah.
up somewhere and it's the Euronicon.
And you just set up like a dumpy table from Walmart and
you just keep circling the table.
a bunch of paper mache things you made, hot glued
Mhm.
together, and you're like, oh, yeah.
Hot glued together.
Hot glued together. I'm selling it. Actually, speaking of which, they're over on Space Coast Cosplay and Props.
Mhm.
They're starting to do talking about doing monthly meetups
Okay.
and
Euronicons.
yeah, Euronicon monthly cosplay meetup sale stuff.
Okay.
So kind of almost like a cosplay. I don't call it a cosplay flea market because that doesn't sound right.
But no, that's about right.
But it
though.
sounds about right.
Like a cosplay market, yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
it's kind of cool
That's
that they're
really cool.
doing that shit.
Especially if you're really suck at making armor or something like that, there's somebody that makes armor, or if you really suck at making swords, that or props in general.
Yeah, oh my
that's
god,
really
how
cool.
cool is that? That
That
you
is-
actually have access locally to people
keep
doing
me up
that.
to date on that, and make sure we post anything about that on the.
Yeah, I'll get on
the
because
nub.
it's old guy cosplay. He's got the
he's got this finger on the pulse.
he's got a
like
finger on
nobody
the pulse
else.
of the local cosplay community. Let me tell you, that guy. And a bunch of the local photographers are they're doing a photo shoot this month, I think.
Okay.
I'll pull the details. I'll put it in.
Has Old Man Cosplay reached 1,000 yet?
Oh, he probably has. I don't know.
We need to check on
haven't
that.
looked.
We need to start that campaign
We need
back
to
up again,
update
Yeah,
update
some,
on the.
some life got in the way
cosplay count,
recently,
yeah.
but we need to get back on that.
And what else was there? So I've got to get Rick done.
Yes.
I'm gonna do Rick from Rick and Morty.
Yes.
I've been working on it.
Let's hear a
working
little bit of that Rick voice.
No, I can't.
Come
no,
on.
No, I'm on the spot now. It doesn't work.
I love putting you on the spot.
No, just I immediately choke up. I don't want
Come
to.
on, Rick. Come on, Rick. I just want to.
Oh, what kind of life is this? Oh, come on. Shut up, Morty.
There you go. See, that's not bad.
So I got to get that done because I think either Famous Faces and Funnies or Vieira Comics. The guy that does the Rick and Morty comic book is going to be there.
I think that's Vieira Comics. I want to say
It's
on the nub.
Yeah.
I'll repost it again. Whoever it is that's doing it, but I'm pretty sure it's Vieira Comics doing that one.
Yeah. So I really wanted to have Rick done before then, just to be able to come in and be like, peace amongst worlds, or whatever the thing was in that episode.
Peace be
where
with
he's
you
like,
with the piece of our piece
Yeah.
of our Reese's Pieces.
he's like, hey, fuck you! Oh, you told me it means peace between worlds. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So bringing up Vieira Comics and Famous Faces and Funnies, I'm not going to get into it. I don't really want to talk about specifics or anything like that. But just in general, any nerd store in the area, as of late, there's been kind of like I wouldn't even say as of late. I can't say as of late. It's been a long time, but I think at least one side of the coin, as it were, tries to be very more professional about it. I'm trying to talk about it without talking about it, you know what I'm saying? But can I just say it's not cool when any nerd group, any nerd organization, any nerd store kind of starts beef with another version, another nerd organization, as it were.
Yeah.
Just for the simple fact that, I mean, it's a community of a lot of people, like the hardcore nerds and things like that. It's a community of people that are already kind of outcasts, already kind of,
Yeah.
have issues, And when you start making it so you pick sides, or you have to decide, like, oh, I'm gonna go to this organization instead of this organization because of, whatever, because I don't want to be disloyal to this organization. I mean, loyalty to a local nerd organization is great,
Sure.
as long as not at the expense of another organization. You see
Well,
what
it's
I'm
kind of
saying?
like what you put. Like, we were talking about it once, and you said that I go to this place because they have this. I go to Gods of War
Mhm.
Gaming because they have these specific
Yeah,
things, and not. They don't all have everything,
exactly.
and
And
they
you
all complement each other and work together.
exactly, and that's the thing, and they're none of them are on top of each other.
Mm.
So, like, if you're into board games, there's one place in Melbourne, and there's another place, in Merritt Island, and there's another,
And then
there's
there's
different
what is it, the
places.
Mighty Mushroom up in Titusville? I've
Exactly.
yet to go up
There's,
there, but I see
I
they're
know,
blowing it up on
I need to,
Facebook.
I need to go hit these other places up.
They're
We
blowing
should
it
start
up.
doing that. We should start going, like, maybe like.
Well, they're doing that Melbourne Toy and Comic Con every month now.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, fuck, I gotta get on that shit.
Maybe we
man.
should start like on like a Saturday, during the day, like go and hit these other places that we haven't been yet to check them out and kind of give like like a soft review, like not
Yeah.
unless they treat us like absolute shit when we get there, then we'll just
Be
blow
like,
them up,
Whoa.
but just kind of like a review that kind of tells people what's there and what they can get from the place and yada yada,
Mm.
So maybe we should look into that. But what I'm saying is, I'm trying to be very delicate about this because I don't want to upset any parties involved, but I feel like being the head of the nub and things like that, and my whole outlook of being, hey, peace, love, and happiness among
There
among
should be
nerds,
peace between worlds.
yeah, exactly. Like I want peace between worlds, so because this is what it's like when worlds collide. So I feel like what ends up happening is if you start to declare that one place is better than the other, or that you shouldn't go to the one place because of whatever the case may be. When you start to declare things like that, for me, that's a big turnoff.
Mm.
That makes me look at you and think, okay, there's something wrong with you.
So there's see, he agrees with it.
Yeah.
There's two sides to it I look at.
Mhm.
There is fun
Mm-hmm.
competition where you're
Yes.
poking fun at the competitor. Look no
Yes.
further than Interstate Batteries and the Greyhound Park sign.
Mm-hmm.
My God, that is so funny when they start getting into it and they do the signs back and forth.
Yeah.
But it's
If
self-aware.
if it's cute, like funny
Yeah.
banter between the stores, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But when it's like, hey, don't go there because you're a traitor if
Yeah.
you do, or hey,
Because that place is a stinky
that
fart
place,
hole or
yeah,
whatever.
that place
like,
sucks and they're rude, or whatever the case is, or hey, that guy's a D. Like when it's actually attacking, personally the other people, that's not cool. Open competition, that kind of thing, like that's all great, like just being like, oh, let's come in, let's see if we can outsell the other comic book stores this month or something like that.
But
you know
go
what I mean?
there
Like,
and buy stuff too. Like,
well, you
know,
don't you don't have to say that.
or,
Part of it,
you know
just
what I'm
be like,
saying? Like,
yeah. I don't know. I feel like when it's beyond competition, it's more like personal. That's it puts a bad taste in my mouth. And it makes it difficult for me to go and then continue to to support said organizations. Like if you can't respect other organizations, it makes it difficult for me to not to want to participate with anything that you're doing. Now I know that there's some people that live off that, they thrive off that, they love that kind of stuff. There's people that like they love it when places don't get along, when people don't get along, when organizations
it's
don't
like
get along.
WWF.
Yeah,
You know?
but for me, it's not even the WWF. Come on, let's be honest, that's all fake. Except for the acrobatics.
Wait.
I'm about to get a bunch of hate mail.
Wait, what? It's real. That was all real.
You're right. It's real. My bad.
It's all real.
My bad.
I don't care what people say. I believe that it's real.
Anyways, that was just my soapbox. I'm gonna step off it right now because I don't want to get into it. I don't want I don't want to. Please don't send messages asking anything like what I'm actually talking about. Just understand that
I just think you're more speaking in general terms.
Exactly,
I
hope
the
people will take that more.
things.
I hope people will take that more as general terms than anything else.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we'll move on from that. Mass Effect Andromeda came out. This was a game. Why do I keep getting screwed in the video game world? Like, let's be honest. This was a game that I was looking forward to so badly. I am a huge fan of the other Mass Effect games, even though the third one screwed us with their ending. But they came back later and they kind of made up for it a little bit with
they retconned it a little bit.
and they made up for it a little bit. It still wasn't like what I was expecting. It wasn't the way that it was described to me.
They did
from
like
the
wibbly
beginning.
wobbly timey wimey stuff.
Exactly, because originally it was going to be like every choice you make, every decision you make will
They'll be
change
watching
the
you.
outcome and yada yada. And it's like
Every
so,
choice
and that's
you
definitely not what
make.
happened. But anyways, whatever. I still love the stories and I love the grittiness and the fun and things like that, right? So I rent Mass Effect Andromeda because I have become a more intelligent consumer now, and I will not just go out and buy a game, especially after the last couple of times where I'm so glad that I didn't because I would have ended up punching my TV screen. And let me tell you, Mass Effect Andromeda is the most watered down, the most, in my opinion, it feels like it's the most lazily built. Like the other Mass Effect games had some issues, some glitch issues, yes, but this one from the very beginning has glitch issues. Whether it's people talking without their mouth moving, faces just completely freezing up. Oh my God, the facial animations in this are atrocious. But the part that gets me the most, okay, the fighting system, which I've heard reviews talk about how great it is wonky as hell. I don't know who I mean that's what happens when people get paid for reviews. I think it's wonky as hell. The saving grace for me would have been, okay, well my interactions with people, I can change those and at least really affect how the game plays. No, your options for interacting with people go from inquisitive to concerned.
So they went with Fallout 4's, really watered down system that people were pissed about.
Let me tell you, it is absolutely horrible. In the other games, I could be a complete dick from the very beginning of the game to the end. I could just be like, I don't care about your mom, go suck an egg, whatever the case may be is. This one, it's just like, here are my two options, okay? We're about to get attacked. My two options are, oh my God, is everybody going to be okay? Okay, how should we approach this battle?
Yeah.
That's it. Like, there's no
made everything.
Bring it on, bitches. Nothing. Like, there's nothing.
They made a ton of binary choices in the dialogue tree.
Yeah.
Now
not in this game. In this game, there's none. You get 2 or 3.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Binary. Those you get 2. That's it.
Yeah. Oh, binary. Oh, sorry.
Yes
my
or no.
Not functioning. My bad.
Oh no, they're attacking. Yes or no.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
It's just absolutely. Like, I will probably still get the game eventually when it comes out to like $20, because from what I understand, like once you get past the initial part of the game, like the exploring is really cool and there's a lot to do in the game.
No Man's Sky.
Yeah, exactly. Which it's down to $14, I think. So I'll probably go pick that up this weekend.
Oh my God, are you serious? Oh, let me see. Is this on Steam?
But so yeah, Mass Effect Andromeda, huge letdown. Very upset about that. On a personal note,
$60 on Steam.
Yeah, well, you can get it at GameStop for cheap, but all right. So, on a personal note, I have given up on being an adult completely.
Okay.
And I say this because Foxtail and I bought a 60-inch TV recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now the adult in me wanted to put said TV in the living room, where there's currently a 32-inch TV.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the adult thing to do, right? You put the biggest TV in the kind of family area of the house where everybody's going to be kind of interacting and stuff like that, right? But then Foxtail said, what if we put it in the bedroom? And at first I was like, ha, you're crazy. Put a 60-inch TV in the bedroom. What if we put a 60-inch TV in this? So there's a 60-inch TV in my bedroom now. And let me tell you, I've never felt more baller in my life. It is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. It's like this ginormous TV at the on the dresser, at the foot of the bed. I play my video games there. I watch my movies there. It's like being in a theater. It's crazy.
It's like the start of Idiocracy. You don't have to leave bed.
Exactly.
You can just lay down all day.
Well, I mean, I think we're already in this. We already had the start of Idiocracy.
Yeah.
We're just kind of moving into the motions now.
Can I say I cannot wait until Terry Crews becomes president?
Yes.
That's gonna be.
I will
amazing.
vote for him, definitely.
I really don't know why he hasn't run yet.
I don't know. Let's see. Oh, Iron Fist, Netflix, a complete letdown.
So can I just say?
Yes.
I had read. I haven't finished the whole thing yet because I got frustrated and stopped watching it.
How many episodes did you get in?
I think I'm like 9 or 10 or.
Oh, okay. You've done better than me. I'm at like 5. I think.
Okay, yeah, I got in there pretty deep because I'm like waiting for
something really.
He's gonna get Iron Fisty.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna start fisting stuff. Like let's go, woo! So the first like 5, 6, 7 episodes
are a soap opera.
I'm struggling to figure out who the bad guys are.
Yes.
Because the people in his corporation. They're not really bad to him.
Just being a corporation.
They're just like, whoa, this guy, he's saying that he's him, but we know that he's dead.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, we'll just take care of him. And And oh, they were trying to kill me. Well, no, they were trying to beat you up and then, just kind of kick the shit out of you, and then you took it to fucking, 80 miles an hour real quick. Like, so, I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, so I'm still trying to figure out the bad. Then the hand comes in. Okay, what does the hand do? Okay, they start making drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And what do their drugs do? Well, they make this synthetic heroin that's not illegal, okay, because it's different chemical composition, and you never develop tolerance for it. So the first time is the high every time.
Yeah.
So people won't overdose on it. So I'm like, wait a minute. So this terrible or evil organization is creating a safe alternative to an already devastating drug that kills people all the time, and he's just running around ham-fisting, beating people up that don't deserve it, and just generally being a dick. And I'm like, is he the good guy? Like, because he seems like he's the bad guy.
I don't know, man. Like, I just can't get into this one. The first 4 episodes straight are soap opera. They are straight like novella, like the Spanish novellas.
Yeah.
Straight up, it's just like, oh, I came back from the dead. Oh no, you didn't. Oh, our father's dead. Oh no, he's not. It's just the.
I felt like we were on that island in the evil island, and the guy's like, the evil. There was this. Oh, this is a real, honest to God episode of a soap opera that I saw because my grandmother watched him. Volcano base.
Yes.
Right.
Of course, it's a volcano. Right.
Some rich guy captured everybody, brought him there, and the hero husband shows up, and he has this MP5, right? And he's like, shooting it, like hip firing it, right?
Yeah.
Shooting all the guards.
Yeah.
And no lie, the muzzle flash on it was like cartoon hand drawn on it. Like, they apparently had no special effects budget or idea of how to do it.
Yeah.
That's how I felt we were going along, like that level of soap opera.
I am not. Oh, God, what did Netflix do? Like, how could they drop the ball on us? But then they come out with this with the show that's not nerd related at all, but it's called 13 Reasons Why, which hooked Foxtail and myself quite hard. Like, Foxtail watched every episode, 13 episodes, an hour each, in like a day and a half. I'm still chugging along, but it's pretty amazing. About some girl that commits suicide, and she makes these tapes about the 13 reasons why she committed suicide, or whatever. It's very, very intriguing. I'm like, how is it that they make Jessica Jones fantastic, they make Luke Cage pretty good, pretty damn good, and then is that what's going to happen? They're just going to continually like go downhill. Like,
now
Daredevil's great, Jessica Jones, then Luke Cage, then Iron Fist. So what, is Punisher going to come out and just be absolutely just unwatchable? Like, he's just
maybe it's going to be amazing.
I hope it will be, but the way that Iron Fist is going, it's, I don't know. Anyway, so not enthused by Iron Fist at all.
And his can I just add that his detachment and just like a lack of self-awareness in the whole thing. And now I get it, like, oh, he's been
trapped
this place
in another dimension basically for 15 years. So.
Wait, but like, do you act? I don't know, just his like behavior, like the guy that's playing him. I don't know.
He's a little.
He's very aloof.
Yeah.
I'll say,
which is off-putting in my opinion.
Yeah.
Some local events coming up real quick. Disney animated movies and theme park trivia, April 9th at 7 p.m. at the Broken Barrel Tavern, hosted by Famous Face and Funnies. So if you know anything about, if you know about the Disney movies and the theme park stuff, go check it out. I'm going to tell you though, those trivias they do at the Broken Barrel, no joke.
Yeah, like, a lot of people use their cell phones to look up answers.
Yeah, I'm sure they do actually. Bring your A game for that. Dogs of War is having a Pokemon pre-release on April 22nd, starting at 1:30. So if you're still into Pokemon, or you're back into Pokemon, wherever the case be is, go check that out.
Back in a Pokemon, back in a Pocket Monster.
Yep. And then Death Note is a live-action movie coming out on Netflix on August 25th, which I'm very excited about, especially because Willem Dafoe is going to be playing the I forget what they're called exactly, but he's basically like a demon, who
He's the big tall spiky hair striped
Yes.
guy with the long jaw.
Yes, he's the would you call him the goth clown thing or something?
Yeah, the goth clown thing.
Yeah, I'm very excited
he
about
is.
that because hopefully it'll be better than the crappy anime that they did because the manga is just a phenomenal book. I recommend anybody who has a good taste in any kind of literature or likes a nice mystery, that kind of thing, or like a very like edge of your seat kind of story should read the Notebook anime or manga and avoid the anime. The anime is absolutely atrocious in my opinion.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said the Notebook anime, and I'm like,
Death Note.
thinking they made a manga.
no,
the
I'm
fucking
sorry.
what? Like, you lost me.
Yeah, been way off.
Actually,
So-
friend of the show, cosplayer. I think her name is like, I don't actually know what her cosplay name is on there.
Okay.
But she does really good Death Note cosplay. I think she took it to the Orlando Toy and Comic Con. I don't know if you saw
Okay.
that.
No, I didn't have to check that out.
Yeah,
I love Death Note. The
I gotta look up
the
all these
manga,
names.
not the
Sound
not
like
the
an
anime.
idiot.
What else is going on? So did you see the It trailer?
Oh, I loved it
Yes.
because everybody started like freaking out in the theater, and my friend that I was with, I
Yeah.
won't out him, but he hates clowns,
Deep
hates
Little?
clowns, and did not like that trailer. I thought the best part was the projector.
Mhm.
And like they can't control it, and every time it twists,
Mhm.
it reveals the face more and more and more, and I'm
Yeah.
like laughing because I love that. It's great.
I haven't seen that one. That was in theaters.
That was it. That was at the Death Shell of Ghost in the Shell.
As what?
Ghost in the Shell.
Oh, see, I didn't get that trailer. Ghost in the Shell. That sucks. I'll have to. Where'd you go? Did you go to the Oaks or did you go to
Rave.
The Rave? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I'll have to look for that because the trailer I saw was on YouTube and it didn't do that. So
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
It had this crazy scene at the end of the trailer where the clown's like in the sewers and he got his hair all like down his face and he just does this like weird noise thing as
Yeah.
he goes running after the kid. And that I had to rewind like 4 times because it cracked me up. I'm like, how can you be afraid of a clown who's going?
I don't know who they got to play him,
I don't know either. I have to check that out too because
but
I mean to replace Tim Curry. Now don't get me wrong, and I mean there's gonna be some haters, but the It movie, the original movie, actually I think it's like a maxi series actually because it's really long. Was crap. I mean, let's be honest. Like the first half of it was great. It was nice and creepy and scary and stuff like that. The latter half of it is just atrocious. It was
We
just,
all slowed down,
just
yeah.
cheesy and everything. So
well, the whole concept behind it was like a fucking UFO or something, right?
yeah, I think it is like some kind of like crazy. It's some kind of crazy spider alien thing.
Yeah.
Is the with the revealed monsters, which pissed me off. That's the thing that's why me and Stephen King don't get along. Like we have a little feud. Like he and I we don't share the same table at Thanksgiving and stuff like that. Because his horror stuff, because he's such a great writer when it comes to people. He writes people so well. And his horror stuff, you have such high expectations for it. It starts off so great, and then it ends with something cheesy, like a giant friggin' space spider that gets killed by ball bearings, at the end of the story. It's
I think
like,
he just
what
gets,
the
he
hell?
gets tired of it.
I think
like toward
maybe
the end,
that's
it's
what
like,
it is.
oh man, I really just need to wrap this up. How am I gonna do it? Ball bearings? All right, some green pod's gonna float away into outer space. Yep, no one's gonna know what the hell that means. Oh,
Yeah.
this is gonna be great. What a great ending.
Oh, anyway, so
We'll see about the Dark Tower though, right?
yeah, I'm excited about that because I love those books. Those books
I
are
love
fantastic.
the what's his name?
Gunslinger's the first one, and it's fantastic.
What's his name?
Oh, Idris.
Idris Elba.
oh,
I
yes.
fucking love him, dude.
I
love
like
him.
how they're doing the whole because I don't think they ever really say what
No,
color
they
Roland is.
They
in
didn't.
in the book, so I'm
So
very
I think
excited
that's
about
awesome.
that.
I'm so excited.
The new Spider-Man trailer hit.
Mhm.
That's looking pretty sweet, looking pretty interesting. People are like really like trying to pick out this and that thing. Marvel does a great job. The Marvel Cinematic Universe, not Sony, but the Marvel Cinematic Universe does a great job of giving you just a little bit and not enough to really like get the full like what's gonna happen in the movie kind of concept.
Well, they
They-
start
they're-
showing whole scenes,
Hmm?
and that the out of context, just like a funny scene,
Yeah.
and I think that's better than.
Exactly. I think they are so great at their marketing because like when Batman versus Superman came out or Superman versus Batman, whichever way it was, I mean that was just a let me just watch for the plot points that I saw in the previews because they
Come up with a
showed
PowerPoint.
everything.
Okay, this is gonna
Yeah.
happen, Everyone's mom's name's gonna be Martha.
Yep,
And
I am pretty sure that they're going to do the Sinister Six in this new Spider-Man movie, but I'm not 100% sure because they haven't shown anybody but Vulture and the Shocker's hand, and that's it. You know?
Who had the picture? They've got Aquaman. He's like, oh, what could you bring to the Justice League? Mm-hmm. My mother's name is Aquamartha. Aqua. Oh yeah. Oh, you're in.
That's great. So yeah, the new Spider-Man trailer. This one actually got me more excited than the last one. So I'm very, it's cool. I'm excited about that. The new Justice League trailer though has really got me pumped up. You know, I'm sure it's probably going to be crap again, but you know the fact that it looks so good has got me really pumped. I'm very excited about it. And there's rumors that that they're going to make a Batgirl movie, and that it will be done by who is it that did Buffy?
JJ, right?
And who's it that did Buffy?
JJ.
And,
JJ.
Yeah, no, not JJ. Not JJ.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I can see his face.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why I drew a blank there. But anyways, the guy who created Buffy, the guy who did Firefly, the guy who did a lot of great writing for Marvel and things like that, and he did the first Avengers movie, which knocked everybody's socks off. He is. They are in talks with him to do the.
100 things. Tumbling.
Yes, I love Doctor. Yes, he did Doctor Horrible sing along vlog. You're right. Yep, which was another fantastic
mumbling.
Thing.
Sorry.
But, anyways, if he does it, it should be phenomenal. And it'll be, and I think it'll be the first time that that they've gotten somebody from Marvel to that directed for Marvel to direct for them, and I've been saying that. Me and Foxhill have been saying that for a while. They need to beg the Marvel people to come over and save their company as far as the movies are concerned.
Yeah.
What else do we have going on? Saw the Power Rangers movie. Did you see the Power Rangers movie?
Josh Whedon.
Thank you. Josh Whedon. Yes. Did you see the new Power Rangers movie?
Wait, is that out?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't even know.
That's right. It's actually decent. Like I was surprised. Like it's not great.
Did they go? Go? Power Rangers?
Go. Actually, I don't want to spoil it for you, but they do the song in there at one point in time. So
I love that song.
I was surprised. Like, it still got big cheesy elements to it, but let me tell you, Elizabeth, whatever her name is,
Shue?
No, I don't think is that who plays Rita Repulsa? Yeah. Is it? She fucking kills it. She does a great job in it. Like she is, like how Rita Repulsa in the show was kind of annoying and cheesy and this and the other thing. She laughed all the time, right?
Yeah, she was awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this one's laugh is crazy. And she's just funny. I mean, just absolutely, just the whole. It had the action, it had the comedy, it had some emotion to it. I was like, really? Like,
a little bit of eye sweating going on.
I mean, you definitely would eye sweat. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was good. Okay, it wasn't great, but it was. I mean, considering I went in not expecting anything, I was like, man, why am I going to see this movie?
Now, is this just because there have been just some dump movies out? So now, like, stuff that's just, like, okay is like...
Well, that's
this
another
is
thing.
Exciting! Like, wow!
Okay, that's another thing I've been talking with Foxtail about is the fact that, like, so far, like, nothing's really come out that's actually blown me away. The closest thing so far is Ghost in the Shell. Ghost in the Shell was really good. But again...
The visuals, though, in that were amazing.
Yes, the visuals in that were amazing.
And they did a lot of... They did quite a bit... They did quite a few practical effects, too.
Even after I left that movie, though, I was like, I mean, that was good. It was really good. But I'm waiting for that movie. I think the first movie that's going to do that this year is probably going to be like Guardians of the Galaxy or something like that. I think that's going to be the first time where I walk out of the theater, I'm like, yeah, like really amped and pumped, like I had a great time, But, or maybe I'm just getting so,
I've had this conversation before.
Desensitized.
With my friend John. Mm-hmm. Taken. Every movie after Taken just hasn't been good.
Can I tell you something as a friend? To another friend.
To let go of Taken?
Without you judging me. I have never actually watched Taken. And he just dropped something.
I just dropped my fidget cube because I got a fidget cube because I kept picking the scab and I really didn't want to stop. So, now it's gone. It's literally gone forever. It works. I've stopped for the most part.
I like how you changed the subject because you just can't even.
I can't even. I think I even have it right there in the DVD pile.
Well, I might have to steal it before I leave. But I just have not actually watched that movie.
I don't know what you're after, but I want my Taken DVD back.
A sad note that happened since we've been off the podcast. Bernie Wrightson passed away, and I know a lot of people out there, including yourself, are probably like, "Who the heck is Bernie Wrightson?"
No, he was the one that did the thing.
Swamp Thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I just helped you out there. He was a horror illustrator, but he was the co-creator for Swamp Thing, which for me, Swamp Thing is one of my favorite like off the beaten track heroes.
Mm.
You know, and he's not really a hero either. He's an anti-hero kind of. He's a very
He
strange.
really is, because he
Yeah.
was okay. So here's my experience with Swamp
Mhm.
Thing. Didn't do the comics,
Mhm.
but I remember watching the
The TV
shit out
show?
of that TV
Yeah.
show, and even as a kid, fucking loved it.
Yeah.
Fucking loved it because he was a straight vigilante.
Yeah.
He was like Captain Planet, but fucking he'd
But
kill
he killed
you.
people. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
he killed you. He
Oh, you're
swamp,
polluting, huh? Yeah.
Swamp Justice.
Yeah. So, a very sad day as far as that was concerned. Like
He
I
had
said,
that cool
I love,
voice.
I love Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing is one of my favorite, like off the beaten path anti-heroes. You know.
How come no one ever does a Swamp Thing cosplay?
I don't know, but I mean, it'd be difficult, but I mean, it's not undoable. Matter
Yeah.
of fact, now that you say that, I think I might try. I might try to do a.
Wait a
Swamp
minute,
Thing
you saw that
cosplay.
like Beetlejuice gunk stuff I made?
Yeah.
With like moss and latex?
No, I would do.
You
I
just
would do
straight-
a mask though, because you have to get that.
What I'm saying, though, is just-
he has a very distinct mouth. you know?
Yeah. What I'm saying though is like for the gunky swamp stuff,
Yeah.
you know, my little Beetlejuice concoction gunk would look really
Like
good.
even a gully suit would be a great start to that whole process.
Yeah,
you
just
know?
dump it in green gooey
Yeah,
latex.
and then add sticks and twigs and vine and
Yeah.
I think I might actually try that.
Or
for
you
my
could just
cosplay.
jump in a vat
Yes.
of swamp.
That's a really good idea though. The whole
Or-
Swamp Thing thing. Thank
Mm.
you. Now I've stolen that idea. So.
Right.
I didn't get a chance to talk about it yet. You know, I've got 2 comic books that I want to talk about as far as the must-read comics. You know, I know we haven't done those in a while. So, first one is called Witches, spelled with a Y instead of an I. It's done by Scott Snyder, who is this great writer, and Scott
Okay.
Snyder he did Batman for a while in DC. As a matter of fact, I think he might still be doing Batman, and he's the one that developed the story with the Court of Owls and things like that. Just some like crazy cool stories for DC. And then he writes a lot of horror books. He wrote another book called Severed, which I believe I mentioned on here as a must read as well. You know?
Yes, you did.
And Wake is another one that's like a must read. And that one's more of an action adventure. But so Witches, what it is it's about these ancient creatures that live like in like underground, like at the bottom of like trees and stuff like that. And what they do is if you pledge somebody to them, basically, I think it's called pledge or something like that. You know, if you pledge somebody to them, they will grant you whatever wish you want. You know, if you want to get rid of cancer, somehow they have the power
What
to
if
get
you
rid of
volunteer as
cancer.
tribute?
Well, that's what it is. Though. You're volunteering somebody's tribute. And so what happens is once this person's been nominated, they go and they kill that person, and whatever the case be is, the witches go and kill them. They take them and they eat them, and they give the person whatever thing that they asked for. So that's the premise of the story, and it revolves around a young woman who this happens to. Somebody pledges her, and then she's trying to survive this whole witch thing, and it's written so well. Like it's like I said with Stephen King, except for like it actually has a good ending. Scott Snyder is such a good writer when it comes to interactions with people. The way that people are. He writes people so well. So the story really focuses on a family. A mother, a father, and a daughter, and especially between the father and the daughter, and their closeness and their problems and things like that. And it's just beautifully written, and it's a great, gory, scary story. So that's one to check out. The other one is by a writer that I've never mentioned here before. His name is Jonathan Hickman. He's one of my favorite writers.
Why does that name sound familiar?
He's written a lot of stuff, but I think East of West is one of the ones that I've talked about several times on here. It's like a crazy sci-fi post-apocalyptic alternate future thing, but he wrote a story for Marvel. Actually, like pretty much all of like for the latter half of 2015 and most of 2016. He was actually writing a ginormous opera saga, involving the entire Marvel universe that led up to basically them having a rebirth of their universe. But it started with this thing where the alternate realities are starting to collapse on each other, and the center point of every universe is Earth. So what happens is, 2 Earths start to come into existence at the same time, and they start to try to share the same space, And if one of the two Earths is not destroyed, both Earths are destroyed, and the entire both universes are completely lost. But if one of those Earths is destroyed, then both universes go on, and then one universe is without an Earth, And basically what's happening is all these universes are trying to collapse on each other to one universe and blah, 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 And it leads into a bunch of other things. But he wrote a story called Infinity, which was, in my opinion, a fantastic space opera. It was just amazing. There's two main stories going on at the time. Well, there's three things going on at the time, because that whole thing that I was telling you about the universe trying to collapse in on each other, that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, Thanos, the big main bad guy that's going to be
he has the gauntlet that's made of infinity.
He has come to Earth in search of his son, and he's basically like overthrowing Earth. And at the same time as those two things are going on, out in space there's this group called the Builders, and they're on their way to Earth to destroy Earth.
The Builders?
Yeah, they're called the Builders.
Is it Bob?
No, Bob the Builder got fired, actually.
Oh.
He's the first character to die. They're like, oh, Bob, no!
Your delightful children's show.
No, they have got this ginormous armada.
Candy Manny's behind him with the hammer. Sorry.
They've got this ginormous armada that's like, pretty nigh unstoppable, on its way to Earth to destroy Earth to get rid of this whole this whole universe's collapsing thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the universe in general, like all these sentient beings, have to team up, to fight this oncoming armada, and that's led by like Captain America and a bunch of other heroes. But you've got like the Skrull, which have been the enemies of Earth for forever, teaming up with them. You've got the Kree, which have been enemies, forever,
Just everybody's becoming friends to fight the other universe.
Armada. And it's amazing, like what happens with these battles and stuff. Like it felt like I was reading a movie, So you got Captain America leading that charge there. You've got Iron Man on Earth trying to stop they're called incursions, where the two Earths come together and one has to be destroyed, And then you've got Black Bolt, which I don't know if you know who that is, but he's an Inhuman, and he's trying to stop Thanos from.
Is he fast?
Finding his son. No.
Oh. Then why is he Bolt?
Yeah, I don't know why he's called Black Bolt, to be quite honest. But his power is that he's super strong and things like that. But his main power is that he cannot speak at all, because if he speaks, his voice vibrates at such a pitch that it will destroy the world, basically. Like, it's just extremely powerful.
So why didn't he just jump over to the other Earth and then say, like,
peace out, bitches?
Yeah. I was gonna...
But
something fun like fart.
So Infinity by Jonathan Hickman, check it out, and Witches by Scott Snyder, check it out. Both those were really, really good. I don't have a whole lot more on my little list of things to talk about. What about you, my friend?
I recently, my life was complete.
Mm-hmm.
Killing Floor 2 released an update, and within that update, they brought back the Flare revolver. Now,
like the Ric Flair revolver? Like every time you shoot, it goes,
woo! No, the original game had a revolver, a 6-shot revolver that was rigged up in such a way that its cylinder shot flares out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the flares would just do incredible amounts of damage to the Zeds.
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought, I'm like, man, I really, really miss that.
Who's Zed?
The Zeds are the name of the zombies in the game, because they're not
Zed's
zombies,
dead, baby.
but they're clones.
Sorry, Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. Good. So I happened to log in. I said, "Oh, the end of the next update! Hooray! Well, we added new weapons, added the flare revolvers back." I just was so giddy with joy, and I got in, and oh boy, I started using it, and it's just every bit as wonderful as I thought it would be.
That's awesome.
So, Killing Floor 2, still where it's at. Its gore is still above all else. Just the technology is amazing.
We have the technology to make the gore better.
Yeah, Steve in the gore department and
it's in Port Tim
and Daniel and Port Tim. They are still all working together to do a really good job.
Anything else interesting going on in the nerd world that you can speak to?
No. We're just gonna pull down those events and get everything listed, because holy crap, I say that every time, and I did. Yeah, I've been doing a pretty good job. I did it. I've done it. It's hard to remember. At least we finally know Coscography is in June or July.
June or July.
Go check out their Facebook page, because I still don't remember. It's one of those J months. It's far enough away. I'm not gonna.
I want to thank you all for listening. I know it's been a while since we've been on. There's some personal issues that took place in our lives, but we're back at it.
Well, you bought a TV. No.
Yeah, I bought a TV that screwed my whole life up.
Yeah.
60 inches in my room. Now I can't concentrate on anything.
What? Were we talking? I was thinking about my TV and Netflix. Woo.
That's all I do now. Is like the whole time I'm at work, I'm like having cold sweats. Like, oh my god, I gotta get home to that TV.
I gotta go finish watching Iron Fist. Oh wait, no, that's not something that
I
happens.
wouldn't be excited. But please, share this this podcast with your friends, share it with your family, with your people you don't like, people you do like, people that you hate, whatever the case may be. It's just, we're trying to get it, we're trying to build it up, we're trying to make it something more. I think this one we can probably post on SoundCloud, right?
It'll replace the old episode, yeah, but we can do the update.
So
yeah.
they don't hold them there?
Well, here's the thing: SoundCloud is they host podcasts,
Mm-hmm.
but you gotta pay. Like here's the thing: you get a free account, and if you were to record a 3 or 4 minute song,
Mm-hmm.
you could record a whole bunch of 3 or 4 minute songs up to an hour.
Okay.
But the SoundCloud, as it stands, they have that staggered billing system that makes you pay to have more than 60 minutes of storage.
Okay. And how much storage can you have when you pay? Unlimited?
Really, a bunch, yeah.
Okay.
Unlimited is a certain amount of bandwidth, and
Okay.
and you can toss that RSS line to iTunes.
Well, like I said, we can work that out, and maybe if people would be interested, we could start like a little like Patreon or something, where people just throw $1 or $2, at us to help pay for that and keep it going.
And if we do the Patreon, our top premier tier could be boudoir Polaroid photo shoots
of you and I in the Virgin Killer sweaters.
but I'm just gonna straight have like a tank top on underneath it.
No, I'm going straight, just straight Virgin Killer sweater. So yeah, maybe we will do that. We're gonna set up a Patreon.
That's been getting
top
so
tier
bad.
is going to be boudoir photos of Felton Hot Girl and I in the Virgin Killer sweaters.
You're gonna
side boob.
You're gonna make me.
Side
You're
boob
gonna
galore.
make me fucking regret that. Oh my god.
So please send us a message if you'd be interested in this, because the wheels are moving.
I got a lot of side boob there, so that can happen.
All right, well, it's been another great Nub podcast. I'm the Merce,
Felton.
and we'll talk to you later.